Is the market getting ready for a big psych out? Are people going to fall for the hype? Welcome to the Freedom Culture. Here at the Freedom Culture, I like to discuss current events in the financial sector, this new digital economy, and also breaking down blockchain technology in the most understandable terms possible. And today I'm just going to talk about the possibility that a lot of people are going to fall for the ultimate trick. A lot of people might get psyched out in 2025 as they have been already. Me, 2025 is the year of the rug pull. A lot of people got rug pulled this year, starting off in January. I guess I'll just jump right into it. I'm gonna talk about Donald Trump's, the president Trump, and his statement on buying stocks now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people often say not financial advice after, but he told the nation, you better buy stocks now or else you're gonna miss out. And that fear of missing out has created a surge in the stock market. I feel like we got to be mindful during these events when these large influencer, yeah, Donald Trump is like the biggest influencer in history. When these guys say such a thing, we got to be careful and not just all follow, because I mean, this is the same, 2000, this year in January, on the 25th, he launched the meme coin, the Trump meme coin, and it was recommended. He also recommended to buy the meme coin as well. And a lot of people jumped to buy that meme coin and had faith in the meme coin. Yeah, that was a rug pull. That meme coin is probably at 80% below its 80% down. Like below its, I think, all-time high. Whenever I see people really invested into these things, it's like, yo, do your own research. You know what I'm saying? Do your own technical analysis. Don't just go off of what influencer says, because it's like you're buying his bag. You know what I'm saying? You're buying the insider's bag. Now, back to the rant of Trump saying that everybody should buy stocks now and then creating this surge. Usually, these people that were beside him was buying the dip during March during the tariffs announcement. And it caused, during the tariffs announcement, everybody was complaining about how bad the market is, how terrible it is. And there was some smart investors that was buying the dip. In my last video, I was telling people like, yo, there's always a big crash in March, and regardless of what the narrative may be, there's always a big crash in March. It just needs a narrative to kind of have a reason. And then boom, now he's saying you better buy stocks now. And I'm sure that it's it's probably, the market is probably back to where it was in February right now. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but it's definitely a big increase from a few weeks ago. So speaking of insider trading, I feel like the market could still continue to be doing well until this Stop Congressional Trading Act bill. You feel me? So once this Stop Congressional Trading Act bill gets passed, likely it's going to be the top of the market, because Congress looks after Congress. There's not going to be no, okay, we got to care about the people, so let's not sell at the top. No, they're going to sell at the top. I mean, they're going to pass that bill that forces Congress to sell their stocks at the top of the market. There's going to be some very sophisticated analysis to see how far this thing can go, how far this stock could go up, the everything bubble. And then boom, pass that bill. Let's take our profit and move into other things. I'm heavily into crypto, and I always tell people to, not financial advice, but do your own research and get in there, man, for real, because like cryptocurrency is like, it's kind of like our only chance if when it comes to the middle class and the poorer class. I came from below the middle class, and I got these cryptos that for the price of coins that you could find on the floor. You know what I'm saying? I was buying XRP when it was like 20 cents, and now it jumped up to $2, and it's gonna go up even more. So speaking of the middle class doesn't look too great because of the fact that we're dealing with a very unique situation. Before it was tariffs, before it was inflation or recession. Inflation or recession. If we deal with interest rates too low, then we're going to have to deal with inflation, and that's got to get controlled. But if we deal with it too high, that's going to cause recession, and recession causes loss of jobs and stuff like that. So that's not too good neither, because a lot of people aren't going to feel like buying loans to pay their employees, because the average USA entrepreneur don't really pay. Everybody takes loans, man. It's a debt-based economy. Nobody likes to spend their own money. The government doesn't like spending their own money. If the interest rates are too high, that's not going to be incentivizing for entrepreneurs to buy loans to pay their employees, and they're just going to start laying people off. Layoffs are happening right now. That's going to impact the middle class. So, it's not easy when it comes to, I think this is Cajun economics, the policies, the Jerome Powell says we'll cut rates. Jerome Powell says we'll raise rates, we'll keep rates. This past FOMC meeting, he said he's going to keep it at this level because inflation is still high. And that goes along with my narrative that, with my theory that they're not going to cut rates until September. They usually do all the time. It's just going to be some type of narrative. Whatever narrative it may be, could be war. It could be, it's got to be a lot more heavy reasons to cut rates like immediately. This current administration is not playing when it comes to cutting rates. They want them rates down. This is the first time we actually see the president actually kind of like beefing, kind of like having like some type of beef with the Jerome Powell. So they want those rates down, and they'll do whatever it's going to take to have those rates down. And likely it's going to happen in September. I always felt like we have a straight parallel pattern from now compared to now and the Great Depression. The Great Depression rates was kept high for a long time, and that was straining the economy. And then, it went up to 6%, I believe, and something broke. All of these events, we got the devaluation of the dollar. A lot of people are losing, a lot of countries are not using the dollar anymore. They're de-dollarizing. BlackRock even mentioned that, devaluation of the dollar is at an all-time high. But now we got the tariff situation, which to me, it's another form of war. These leaders pretty much just put everybody in war financially. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's kind of like drafted into this financial war with this tariffs. And apparently the market also did well because of some potential deal that's being made by Donald Trump and UK. And there may be a potential deal being made by between China and US. But honestly, I feel like they're going to take their time, keep the theater going, because they're not in no rush. Who's in the rush? Do you think Donald Trump is or Xi Jinping is like, man, I hope we make a deal soon because this gas is getting crazy? No, they're gonna take their time. It doesn't hurt nobody but the consumer and the business owner. It's not hurting government. They're still gonna get their taxes regardless. Like I said, all of these situations is kind of like crazy when it comes to the economy, and it's really pessimistic. But one thing that's optimistic is digitalization of the economy. That's one thing that it's undeniable. And we're going to get there sooner or later in order to enhance the whole financial system. Right now, the global financial system is based off of an old code. And now it's getting updated like an iOS iPhone upgrade, so they could send money a lot more faster. And this is what's called the ISO 222, compliant cryptocurrencies, compliant blockchains and stuff like that. that will be adapted to make these things happen. So that's what I'm really optimistic about. The emergence into the ISO 22 protocol, the XRP's utilization, the XLM's utilization, the IOTA utilization. There's been a lot of talk about AI starting to buy things, you know. Could you imagine artificial intelligence buying things? And there's actually a company that made a blockchain that actually made this functionality for that thing to happen. And that's IOTA. Quants, H bar, all of these coins that's actually holding some type of significance to the new digital infrastructure, and it's still at a low price right now, and it's going to blow every other market out of the water. This is not the cryptos that you actually hear people talking about. This is not the most popular ones. It's not Bitcoin. It's not none of that. This is the cryptos that's going to be used for the new financial system. So it doesn't need marketing, you know, because it's utility. So I hedge my bets according to those. I actually focus all of my investments according to the ISO 222 cryptocurrencies, and the benefits with that is that it's less things to pay attention to. I just focus on these guys right here. You know, I just focus on them, those five. You feel me? Because it's not going nowhere. The network is too big. You know, the network is too substantial. Yeah, so that's my current strategy, is consolidating all of my crypto to only five and just focusing from there. I have my long-term bag and my short-term bag. My short-term bag, I go ahead and sell when it's booming. I sold a little crypto recently, thanks to Trump. Shout out to Trump. It's my guy. Besides all of that, besides buying and selling with my short-term bag and accumulating my long-term bag, I'm working on this book to inform everybody about the ISO 222 compliant C's that's coming, that's deadline in November. And I feel like it's really going to be a good help for everybody to get a good understanding of what's going on when it comes to digital money. A lot of people don't even know how money works, even yet alone how digital money works. People just hit the button and hit send, and then it goes to their friend. But there's a lot of things that happens under the hood, and I strive to educate on that. But anyways, I've been talking a whole lot. It's a lot of information, and I was probably all over the place. But I just wanted to get that out there. Peace, love, respect. Take care of yourself. Click the links below. I'm gonna definitely have a blog on what's being said here. Really tune in with me, all right? I got a lot of information that I feel like will be valuable and will be helpful for us in this time to come. This confusing as I don't like the division. I don't like the confusion. I don't like the lies. I don't like all the people getting taken advantage of and all that stuff. Mess with me on the freedom culture. You know what I'm saying? Where the culture is freedom. All right? Peace, love, respect. Take care of yourself. One.